For the past 9 months or so, Rupert Murdoch-owned media entities have, by and large, waged a war against public health and the scientific consensus on containing the coronavirus. On Fox News and elsewhere, they've been playing down the virus and peddling just outright lies and pushing junk science and elevating cranks, all of which has tangibly, materially contributed to behavior that has made the pandemic worse. And what makes it all the more infuriating is that, as we have noted, while Fox hosts have been dismissing the experts and suggesting lockdowns don't work and ridiculing people that avoid the office and follow public health guidelines, many Fox News employees have been working remotely, literally at the same time. And so now we arrive at the question of the vaccine. And last night, one of Rupert Murdoch's minions went on air to coyly just ask questions and rail against the offensive pro-vaccine propaganda that's been propagated by all corners of the media and the elite consensus that you should get the vaccine. Quote, on the question of the coronavirus vaccine, our leaders are definitely not pro-choice. Their view is do what you're told and don't complain. Of course, no one is actually telling you what to do. The vaccine is voluntary. In fact, that's literally the reason there is a public relations push to get people to get vaccinated, to persuade them in a free country precisely because it's not legally required. The notion that there is something nefarious and suspicious about people like Mike Pence encouraging you to get the vaccine is, of course, nonsense. Of course, this is the same person who questioned whether lockdowns work, when literally the reason lockdowns work is the germ theory of disease, which it's safe to say is settled science. I mean, if you don't believe me, just look at what happened in Europe, where the second wave slowed last month after new lockdowns. But of course, all this contrarian posturing is just chum thrown into the water for ratings they can then monetize. It's not meant to be real or serious advice. In fact, Fox News' own lawyers have argued that this particular Rupert Murdoch minion is not a provider of the news as we know it or facts as we commonly understand them, and his audience knows this. Just a remarkable thing for your own attorney to say about you. And so, given all that context, it is not surprising that 89-year-old Rupert Murdoch himself, who of course at that age is high risk, took a convoy of Range Rovers to get his vaccine on Wednesday via the British National Health Service, the socialized medicine provider of the UK. Murdoch even thanked essential workers and the staff of the National Health Service, an institution that is held up as this absolutely demonic specter by Fox News and American healthcare debates. And Murdoch also strongly encouraged people around the world to get the vaccine, precisely the kind of groupthink tyrannical propaganda his network was railing against. And while Rupert Murdoch is offering his kind words to the anonymous people on the ground who are doing what they can to fight the disease, well, here's what another one of his media properties is doing. Running a story that exists purely as a form of abuse, bullying, and harassment directed at one of those healthcare workers who just goes to work every day and tries to help people amidst the worst pandemic in a century. Lauren Quay is a 23-year-old New York City paramedic who, because of her relatively low pay at her day job, also set up an account on a website where she sold nude images of herself. Who cares? There is no news value in that fact. The only news value in that fact is that people on the front lines fighting the pandemic are not getting paid enough to make ends meet. But that was not the point of the story. The point was to bully and belittle this woman and make her life miserable for no purpose, no other purpose than some sadistic flex of power and some cruel enjoyment that the audience might get. And this whole thing looks like it was an ambush. In a GoFundMe appeal, Quay described her own life, her dreams and her hard work, her struggle for a living wage, and how the New York Post reporter did not initially reveal his angle on the story. Once he did, she says, I told him my safety and job were going to be at risk if he posted this article. He truly did not care. He went on to call my employer and my mother. Huh. The reporters who wrote the story anyway, despite Quay's appeal, are Dean Balsamini and Susan Edelman. You should know who these people are. Here's Dean Balsamini's sneering article about wearing a MAGA hat in New York City, complete with photo of the author. This person you're seeing there is someone who tried to use his position in the Rupert Murdoch empire to basically ruin the life of someone who's spending all her time trying to save other people's lives. This man you're seeing there, Dean Balsamini, is a disgrace to journalism. But that's not at all surprising, because that's the kind of enterprise Rupert Murdoch runs. It's just another day in the life of one of the most destructive people on the planet.